We're here.
We are here.
Welcome back.
Yeah, this is the start of the next recording session after the previous one.
You can't tell. We're so high on energy from the last episode that we recorded.
Oh my god.
Chapter that we recorded.
Keiichi. What a legend.
Best character in the game, I might say. Unashamedly.
I feel like I've known him for months.
You have.
Whereas really it was only like 2 hours of time we spent with him.
I mean, he's basically just me. Let's be real.
Oh yeah, for sure.
If I was a detective, I would be.
As you pointed out at the end of last video, he's exactly like one character that you made.
He's like many characters that I made.
Right down to the air conditioning gag.
Yes, right down to the air conditioning. He's amazing. I love him. He's big and cuddly, and he has impeccable fashion sense. The way that what are they even called? Suspenders wrap around his curves. Beautiful. I love him.
Beautiful.
He's just like me.
You wear suspenders?
Sometimes. Only on hot days.
Only on hot days.
Yeah, only on hot days.
Well, there you go.
Today is a cold day.
If you ever see a man with suspenders on a hot day,
it's probably me.
It's probably him.
It's probably me. Anyway, let's get into the actual game before I continue.
Oh my goodness.
Oh dear.
My throat is a little dead after this weekend, so I'm just gonna go me for the narration.
What happened this weekend?
I partied too hard.
You partied too? You don't party though.
That's not true. I partied too hard.
Okay, I believe you. I thought it was because you only had 4 hours of sleep, but
well, I mean, that wasn't the weekend. That was a weekday.
You're right. You're right.
I wonder how much time had passed since I laid down. That was
too much.
That was me this morning as well.
I was gonna say.
It's not. There we go. It was getting dark outside.
We're professional.
My body was soaked in sweat.
Oh no.
It'd probably be a good idea to change my sheets.
Oh no.
At that moment, the phone downstairs rang.
Oh no, not phones!
It was probably Mum, but it's gonna be Dad.
It's gonna be someone else.
Mum was quite the worrywart. Maybe she'd called many times, but I just didn't notice it.
Oh god.
Holy crap, my headphones are like so loud and all the way down.
Who is it?
This is Keiichi, obviously.
Oh, I know this is Keiichi, but who's on the phone?
I don't know. Probably Higurashi.
Probably Higurashi. You're right.
Hello, this is my bar residence.
Oh, it's what? No! No! How are we supposed to guess that? It's okay. There's a name on screen.
There is a name on screen. Oh,
That's
he's
right.
alive. Hello, this is Mion. How are you doing?
Wait, what?
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 Hold on. Let's figure this out. What? What? Wait, what?
Wait, what?
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 Wait, so Mion is at the house? Hold on.
No, this is answering the phone.
Who's in?
Oh, okay. Keiichi's pranked Mion. That's what's happened. We've been pranked as well.
We've been pranked by Keiichi.
Pranked as well.
The magician of words. I get it. All right, say the same. I was so confused.
Oh, let me put on a voice. Huh? This is one of Keiichi's friends? Keiichi's resting now, but shall I put him on? Is this his dad? Sorry. Idiot, you fell for it.
Yeah, idiot.
Yeah, jeez, who would fall for that? Kei-chan! After our exchange, we both had a good laugh together. God.
What a dick.
Fucking should we give him points for pranking us?
No, give Keiichi points.
I don't know.
I don't know what that was. I was so unprepared.
Vote in the comments who gets a point for that exchange.
Yeah, we'll sort it out next time.
Except I was suspicious of her even as we were laughing. Was everybody really involved in the incidents?
Stupid.
The fact that I couldn't say no saddened me. Oh my god.
What is happening?
Keiichi's making this. He's pranked his friends and now he's just gone full serious.
He's like, oh, I got that Mion, but she might be out to murder me. Like, what is happening?
He's just fucking round the twist.
It's great.
Dude.
It's great.
I'm relieved that you seem well. Rena was really worried, you know. Sadako-chan was happy and said you got what you deserve.
Well,
Rika-chan said how unfortunate he's sick. Now it looks like everyone is making a big deal out of it.
Damn.
Well, you know, so Kei-chan. It's now a bad time to come pay you a visit. Visit? No, it's okay. It's not like I'm dying. Oh, that's.
No, he's fine. He's fine. He's not dying.
He says that, but he's gonna be dead by the end of this.
Nah, he'll be fine. He's off to live a long life, and he's gonna catch the killers. It's gonna be great.
I don't believe you, Ben.
Why wouldn't you believe me? What story are we reading here? It's fine.
It's not a murder mystery.
No one gets murdered.
No one gets. Well, we've already had one murdered.
But apart from him,
it's a murder mystery, not a murders mystery.
Yeah, one murder. That's the limit. If you get any more murders, it ain't a murder mystery. Get out.
It's a different genre altogether.
Yeah.
My grandma made a ton of mochi, you see. I was told to share them, so I'll bring you some.
Yeah.
Hey now, you'll catch my cold. Not to worry, both Rena and I are too stupid to catch your cold.
Aha!
See you. Be there in a bit.
What?
You know what? I'm okay with this. This is fine. This is fine.
Look, we're back to the fun times. See, it's like nothing ever happened.
Nothing ever happened.
Nothing
She
happened.
hung up
Keiichi,
cheerfully.
it's fine. Everyone's happy.
Rena's coming too. That's what it sounded like. I was still concerned about meeting Rena, but I guess if she was with Mion.
I'll be fine. Don't worry about it.
I thought he was more concerned about
It's okay.
Mion.
Mion's the sane
I
one.
guess
so...
Rena did scare him with the
No,
cat
it's fine.
eyes.
Yeah, cat eyes. Yeah, she's fine. Don't
Like,
worry
I
about
wouldn't
it.
have described those as cat eyes, but
I
I'll
would've.
go along with it.
Yeah. How would you describe them?
I mean, cat eyes are like more vertical, aren't they?
I thought they were pretty vertical, but maybe I'm misremembering.
I mean, that was like anime
I would-
vertical. They were rounded at the top.
Anime vertical?
They were like-
As opposed to anime horizontal.
Exactly. Can we just get Rena's head on screen and just turn the eyes sideways?
Oh, that's awful. No, please.
I have the doorbell 10 minutes later.
Why would you do this? Hey, everyone's here. It's
What
great.
is that on the floor? There's like
It's
cardboard
like
boxes.
moving boxes, I
It's-
think.
No, but it's like an egg carton.
Yeah, it's like a sandwich of boxes.
It's
It's amazing.
That's incredible.
I want
Ryukashi,
one.
tell us your ways.
Tell us what this fabulous invention is.
How are you feeling?
It'll
Did you
change
take
your
your
life.
medicine and rest? I did just that. All of these voices are so hard to do. Today.
Oh boy, here we go. Voices. Thank goodness you look well. I was worried.
Sorry, I'll be fine by tomorrow. Mion showed a complete lack of concern for someone who's recovering, and Rena looked like she was worried about me from the bottom of her heart.
What a fucking sweetie.
It didn't look like there was anything behind those expressions.
What a sweetie.
God, he is so paranoid.
No, he's fine.
I thought we might hang out for a bit, but it looks like you're not quite in the condition for it. You don't say. See, this is hard.
You're okay, I believe.
It seemed my face appeared a bit sullen.
So we can fix it in post, that's fine.
Yeah,
Do ADR.
ADR.
Then here, Keiichi-kun, these are the mochi Mishan's grandma made.
I haven't had mochi in ages.
I don't even know what it is.
You
It's
have-
food.
You're meant
What
to
is
be
it?
the expert.
I'm not the expert on Japan!
I'm not gonna tell you. You're meant to be the one on top of this.
I'm sorry, I've let you down. I can't excuse myself.
Rena held out the package wrapped in newspaper. There might be about 5 in here.
Aw.
It was quite hefty. Thanks. Send my regards to your grandma, Mion.
Yep. There's one that I made in there as well. I wonder if Keiichi-kun can guess which one.
This is Kei-chan's homework since he missed the club meeting today. There are letters on each mochi, so I'll ask you tomorrow. Were you checking if I was feeling better, or did you just come here for club activities? Yep, looking fine. Guess you'll be able to make it tomorrow. And what are you gonna do if my fever comes back because of your shenanigans?
Mi-chan, we shouldn't be making such a racket. Let's go. The other people here will get angry.
Both of them thought my parents were home. It was because the entranceway was a mess.
With all those egg cartons
All
lying
those egg
around.
cartons. You're right, let's get going. By the way, Kei-chan. Yeah? We're about to get eyes. Yes, we got eyes!
Oh no, she's fine. She's fine. Don't worry about it.
We
just-
should look at that in the new images.
She's just got a weird vertical
Wait,
cat eyes.
does Rena have cat eyes in this as well? I
No,
can't
she's
tell.
fine. See, Rena's the sane one here.
Just gonna let that sit for a second. What did you eat for lunch? The sudden question startled me, and I went wide-eyed when I saw Mion. I'd never seen her like that. It was a highly unsettling visage. But why is she asking me about what I ate for lunch? What she said was so inane that it was almost meaningless. The way she said it was almost like she didn't even care at all about what I ate.
Uh-oh.
I ate out. She must have suspected that I was with Uishi-san. Anyway, I felt that if I hesitated or tried to change the subject, then they'd read too deep into it, so I tried answering as quickly as possible. Except contrary to the efforts I'd made, there was a pause before they replied. Oh, there we go. Let me just catch up.
Yep, there she is now. They both have cat eyes.
Okay.
So you ate out for lunch, Keiichi-kun.
The glimmer from Rena's eyes had changed at some point as well. It was now sharp, as if to make me feel the feigned ignorance behind her words even more. As if she already knew that's how it looked to me. Who was this?
It's
No one
either
moved.
Mion or Rena, but...
I just take Mion.
Hey.
Well, was it good? Why are you asking me this?
Yeah, nailed it! We get a point for that?
Totally get a
Yes,
point.
we get a point! Oh!
Mion was speaking in an unusually low tone.
Better already.
Unusually low.
Unusually. Yeah, she sounds like a boy or something.
Almost as if she knew that I'd eaten at the restaurant in town.
Uh-huh.
It'd be great if instead of a gun, that was just a megaphone, and that's just what Mion spoke through all the time.
Yeah, I imagine she would very much use it.
Mion seems like the kind of person that would walk around with a megaphone.
Yep, she just shout at people.
You ever just been handed a megaphone and felt like the surge of power?
I was just gonna say.
Yeah.
Yep. You feel like you can control a room with that thing. Maybe a town. What?
Wow.
What?
That's menacing.
What? Menacing.
No, I'm overthinking this.
Conspiracies. Let's go.
I mean, both of them should have been in school at lunchtime. There was no way they could have known where I was. Who are we gonna bet on this one? I feel like...
I feel like Mion is still talking.
Yeah.
I don't think that Rena would ever say austere.
That's a good point.
I don't think she would.
Seems you were with a rather austere-looking older guy. Who was he? Is he cute? Flop. The package with the mochi I was holding slipped out of my hands. I could tell the blood had drained from my face, making me go pale.
Oh, Keiichi-kun. Who was he? Could it be the person from before? I wonder.
I could feel the back of my throat going dry.
I think we got it right, by the way.
I think we did as well,
we
but
did good.
I'm not going to take points because there were clues.
It's okay.
This was no longer a bluff. They knew everything? Oh god, I can't do serious voices. Not only because it hurts, but because I'm smiling too much.
Stop smiling. Get more sad. Get in the mood.
How did you know that? It took everything I had to finally force those words from my throat. My knees were shaking. Because there's nothing this old man doesn't know. Ooh. Mion sneered knowingly and her laugh seemed to carry on forever. God, I can't do it with a straight face. I'm too
God
excited.
damn it, get in the scene. You gotta feel the emotion. you're an edgy teenager and there's conspiracies and you feel very threatened.
All right.
You feel very threatened. You feel threatened.
I feel threatened.
Feel threatened.
So, Kei-chan, what
By
did you
me.
talk about? It seems like you got pretty worked up over it, too. We weren't talking about you guys. It didn't have anything to do with your arena.
Isn't it a bit strange to hear our names come up, even though nobody asked about that?
Keiichi would never make it in an interrogation.
He wouldn't, no.
Rena's unwavering gaze pierced through my eyes and peered further inside me. I dug my own grave. My heart was throbbing so much it felt like it was going to explode. Well, whatever you're trying to hide, this old man already sees through it all. Remember that.
Uh-oh.
Is that, do I gulp here?
Nope. Ooh. Ooh.
I couldn't even shake my head. You
We're
made
not
me
taking
smile
this
again.
scene. I'm sorry. We're not taking this scene seriously. I think, honestly, it's the problem that we had such a big break. Because, like, the scene with Oishi was so tense. And we're supposed to just be, like, thrown into this. We had a break. And now we're like, we're done.
I mean, I'd already lost it with Uishi by the end of last video.
That's fair. That's fair.
It took everything I had to stop my teeth from chattering.
Oh, no.
She never let her gaze break from mine, even as she tilted her head slightly. She didn't tilt her head, that's a lie.
Keiichi-kun, you don't look so good.
You probably have a cold.
I think you should lie down.
Ah, damn, I guessed wrong.
Forever. What?
That's true. We should both head back home.
Oh, bye. Bye. They phased out of the house.
As if nothing had happened, they both giggled at each other and started making their way out.
It's fine. They're not gonna murder anyone. Don't
I
worry about
hadn't
it.
moved a muscle since I dropped the package of mochi. As they left, the door slowly closed behind them without them touching it. All I could do was stare.
Yeah.
As if I couldn't move until the door was completely closed.
Yeah, they just beamed out.
That was a really abrasive sound effect.
It was great.
Just as the door was just about closed, it opened again slightly with a sudden creak, sending my heart racing once again.
Oh,
A
God.
single eye peered in through that narrow slit, and Mion's hawkish gaze peered at me once again. See you, Kei-chan. Yeah. I'd hate it if you missed school tomorrow, alright?
Oh, the door closed.
No sound effect. The door closed.
That's what I said.
I wasn't able to move a muscle even after their low laughter died off in the distance and silence once again enveloped the room. Coming back to my senses, the first thing I did was lock the door.
Good plan.
Yeah,
I like
that's
him.
good. Mhm.
Yeah, good plan.
Responsible.
Yeah, he's just being safe.
They knew what Uishi-san and I talked about? Why? Probably because you gave it away. How? You gave it away? No, that wasn't important. You gave it away. Thinking about it now, all of it could have been overheard from the beginning when Uishi-san met me. Just as Mion said, I couldn't hide anything. And what were they trying to tell me? That part was obvious. They were warning me not to say anything unnecessary. What did they deem unnecessary? I only talked with Uishi-san about one thing, and they were warning me that that was unnecessary. What was it that Uishi-san talked to me about? Wow, he is struggling.
That's fine.
The incidents involving Oyashiro-sama's curse that occurred every year weren't individual cases, but were connected as a whole, as well as the fact that there may be multiple perpetrators hidden within Hinamizawa. No, more precisely, that Mion, Rena, Sadako, and Rika-chan were all suspicious. Is that what they were warning me against? What kind of nonsense am I thinking about? I hit my own face hard enough that it let out a loud slap. If only that would wake me from this nightmare, but for some reason it felt like I was punching a blanket. It was almost laughably painless. Calm down, Keiichi Maebara. When did I become such a pessimist? Calm down, calm down. Settle down and sort things out. The reason Mion knew I was eating lunch with Uishi-san was probably because somebody from Hinamizawa just happened to be there at the time. They must have told Mion that I was there. That made the most sense. Let's come to think of it, she didn't ask me where I ate lunch, did she? She only asked, was it good? They were just curious since I was together with someone not from Hinamizawa. It's not as if they had any ulterior motives.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, that's fine. It's not as if
don't worry about it.
The weird cat eyes have any indication.
No, it's fine.
It's
They're just your
completely
friends.
safe.
They're just making sure you had a good lunch, that's all. It's fine.
I think this is good. That's it.
Uh-huh.
That has to be it. Thinking about it that way, it was the same with Rena. I was just being strangely ambiguous about when I met with Oishi-san, and Rena was just correcting me on that. Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah, that's it. That's
It
all
wasn't
it is.
that
Don't worry
you
about
gave
it.
away what you were talking about. That's when I was bewildered by the change in character from the usual mild-mannered Rena and was just startled by it. That's the most natural way of thinking about it.
Yeah, don't worry about
Ooh.
it. It was only natural.
It was only natural.
Oh, it
it's
begins.
back. It's back.
It's the beginning! The true beginning of Higurashi!
Oh.
It's happening.
I've gone straight from joy to uncomfortable.
Wait! That's what makes you uncomfortable? It was only natural?
No, I was joking, Ben.
Oh.
Come on.
Oh, I'm sorry. I
this
thought you were being
is a
serious.
comedy show.
I forget! I thought this was a drama.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Shit, we must have signed different contracts when we agreed to...
You signed a contract? Oh no.
Felt like my mind was mixed up like a tangled mess of spaghetti. Scientifically, not that inaccurate.
No.
Deep red marinara sauce would have poured out of my nose and ears if you squeezed my head.
Ugh.
Thinking that, I suddenly felt like vomiting. I love the fact that it's marinara sauce.
I don't know what...
Was that
what
a
kind of
translation thing?
I don't know.
I
What
feel
kind
like
of
that's a
sauce is
very
that?
strange... It's
What
like,
do you put marinara sauce on? Is that for prawns? Is it that prawn sauce? Is
pretty
that
sure-
with shrimp sauce?
I'm pretty sure it's one of the like common pasta sauces. Like a
Really?
particularly- Yeah, it's like the red thick tomatoey one.
I just call that pasta sauce. Or like tomato pasta sauce. Like I don't look. I don't know what marinara is. Look, I keep telling you, I'm not the cultured one here.
You're not the cultured one here.
I'm the
Here.
Umineko / Higurashi one, but I'm not. Are you looking it up?
I am, for your benefit.
What is this show anymore?
It's this shit.
Okay, yeah. Super simple marinara sauce. How to cook. It's great.
So this is either Ryukishi's Italian
Background.
tendencies
Yeah.
coming back out again.
He does love Italian.
That's right.
I've heard-
Or this is just a weird choice in translation.
I mean, look, have you read Umineko? That man loves Italian
He does.
Italian food specifically.
Specifically Italian food.
Specifically spaghetti.
That's what the story was really
meatballs.
about. It was about seagulls
Spaghetti and
eating
meatballs.
Italian food
Yes.
that had washed up on the beaches.
That makes sense to me.
Thinking that, I suddenly felt like vomiting. I agree,
I
Keiichi.
agree.
I really didn't want that to happen, so I stopped holding my head.
Uh-huh.
Lately, I had no idea what anyone was saying. Spending time with them was fun. Didn't feel like there was any sort of hidden agenda.
It's a good game, by the way.
I really do think that they're a good bunch of people. When I just moved here and couldn't make heads or tails of everything, they were really kind to me. Rena was really kind and always looked after me.
Yeah.
As long as that strange affliction didn't rear its ugly head, she was really pretty cute. That
Yeah.
strange affliction.
Yeah.
Mion is also a really good person. She didn't care about anyone's age or gender and was optimistic and outgoing. I was never bored when I was with her.
Yeah.
And talking of not getting bored, rambunctious Sadako was a good person for that too. She was pretty bratty, but that was just the way she interacted with others. Rika-chan was the same way. She didn't speak often, but that didn't mean she was always silent. They're my friends.
Yeah, he loves his friends.
Oh, Ryukishi's sound effect choices. Ugh.
It's beautiful.
But after hearing of the better untold secrets of Hinamizawa from Oishi-san and Tomataki-san, when I was
Flash.
when I was told about Oyashiro-sama's curse, things started going
You
crazy.
thought I'd forgotten.
Did I? Then hearing from Uishi-san that Mion, Rena, Sadako, and Rika-chan were all suspicious. After that, everyone changed. That's right. It all started getting weird after Uishi-san told me all that strange stuff. At that time, I really should have just not listened to those weird stories. And I even shouldn't have heard about the past incidents from Tomotaki-san the night of the Watanagashi. Thank you. If I just hadn't gotten that strange sense of curiosity. If I just hadn't.
Look, I gotta lighten the mood somehow.
That's right. So that's why they blanked Tomotaki-san.
Flash. They blanked. Flash.
Why did he choose to censor that?
I don't know. Maybe I think it's showing his inner thoughts and like he doesn't want to think about it.
I mean, I guess.
It's like they did something to Tomotaki-san, but I don't want to think about it, Flash.
I mean, yeah, I suppose.
Flash? Yeah.
It's just strange.
Yeah, it is strange. I mean, he's in a weird headspace.
Yeah, no, definitely. He's just
he's not feeling good about it.
He's clearly taking the wrong medicine.
I mean, he's clearly like torn between these are my friends, but they also could be murderers. Like, what do you do in that situation? If I thought you were legitimately a murderer, what would I do?
Probably.
I'd murder you first. Let's be real.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I mean, that's like the whole premise here, right? Is that this is just like a Mexican standoff between the two of us?
Yeah, I mean, that's the impetus of the playthrough. We're going back and forth, see who kills who first.
God. I'm made so uncomfortable by that choice of censorship there.
Yeah? It's interesting that that's the thing that gets to you.
Yeah, I mean...
Your thoughts?
I can throw a lot of things at it, and plenty of things make sense, but it's just like... I guess the fear of the unknown. Like, I feel like I can put something in place of all of these things and not have to worry about it because I have a theory, but this is, like, intentionally ambiguous. Whereas a lot of this, I think, particularly with Keiichi, like, you know, going a bit loopy is meant to be pretty clear.
I mean, he's a little bit paranoid, and a lot of his thoughts are very vague. He's trying to figure things out, but he doesn't want to consider like what might be the truth. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
You know, just a theme that might be relevant to some other works. Anyway,
that impudent outsider speaking to the likes of me after everybody went out of their way to keep it a secret from me. They'll probably blank Uishi-san as well.
Yeah.
You know that there's some fucking dumb edit on Twitter where they've just replaced this with inappropriate things.
I mean, I know it exists. I don't want
for trying to unearth what everybody was warning me was better left buried. Besides that, he was unforgivable for spewing words that made me doubt the others. Of course, a guy like that is going to be blanked. Both Tomotaki-san and Uishi-san were nothing but outsiders after all. They were entities who couldn't coexist with the people of Inamizawa. Those guys should just fall to Oyashiro-sama's curse and just blank. Man, he's just like...
3-letter word this time.
Well, I mean, it's clearly like meant to be die.
Yeah.
But it's just such a strange
choice. It
is.
It's cool. I like it.
Especially in a murder mystery where it's not like anyone's going to not get what's meant to be in the space.
I mean, I think that's the intention, right?
Yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah. Also just him just being like, oh yeah, these guys should just fall for the curse. Screw them. It wasn't their fault. It was my fault for not being able to hold back my curiosity. It wasn't their fault. It wasn't their fault. It wasn't their fault, it wasn't their fault, it wasn't their fault, it wasn't their fault. I settled into a daze. It was a lethargic feeling like I'd just gotten up, but the ominous chill that haunted me had subsided. I was fine now. I was no longer frightened. Was that like momentary, or is this the following day?
It looks like the next morning.
I mean...
I don't know. We'll find out.
Yeah. I was no longer frightened. I'd completely recovered. I'll go to school tomorrow right as rain. I'll greet everyone. I'll take part in club activities. It'll definitely be fun. It had to be fun. I was one of them after all. Oh, what a line.
And it wasn't their fault.
That reminds me, I need to eat those mochi. I hope I'm able to tell which one Rena made. Oh wait, that was a voice line. I fucked that up.
I believe in you.
I remember the homework the two brought with them when they visited me. But wow, our club did delivery. That was something else. I picked up the package I dropped on the floor and headed into the living room. It would be nice, I guess, to have some tea with it. To fill my mouth with mochi while drinking tea. Oh, this is quite a delectable situation I was in. Opening up the newspaper wrapping, there were 5 plump red bean paste mochi fit snugly inside.
Oh, sounds lovely.
There were letters written from left to right on the newspapers. A, B, C, D, and E. Now then. They said Rena made one of these. I wonder which one. There wasn't much difference in how they looked. They smelled and appeared about the same. This was a pretty difficult problem. The biggest difference was probably their shape. I wasn't sure what kind of person Mion's grandma was, but Rena had to be different from hers. Looking carefully, I could see one mochi that was made very neatly.
Oh.
So well that just by staring at it one could tell it stood out. Looks like this challenge depends on whether or not this one is Rena's. Calm down and think even harder. Mion had said her grandma made a ton of them and was told to give some out, if I remembered correctly. So that meant 4 of these were from that large batch. And what about Rena? She probably only made 1, so she probably spent quite a bit of time on it. Meaning the one Rena had made was this one, E. For a moment I thought it may have been a trap Mion laid as she knew I'd pick up on it, but that probably wasn't the case. I wouldn't be so sure if I knew Mion had made it, but since she'd said Rena made it, it probably wasn't a trap. Alright, my tea is ready too. I'll start with the defending champ, Mion's grandma. Let's see. The defending champion.
Yeah.
Not bad. The smooth bean paste and soft chewy texture left little to be desired. The tea I drank afterwards also accentuated the experience. This was an exquisite piece of work. Why is this a scene?
It's great. You just gotta taste that mochi and have a good old time.
It's like watching cooking shows, and there's that moment where you're just watching them just sit there chewing and thinking about it, and it's like, can we move on?
Can we cut this bit, please? Come on.
Now, how about Rena's? The creation was so delicate one would think it was a high-class Japanese dessert. Since I normally had quite the appetite, I was slightly worried about the size of the portion. But, well, first a bite. This was quite a difficult one to judge, actually. The ingredients were exactly the same, so there was little difference in flavor. What was different was how it was shaped at the end, so it was to be expected. So the deciding factors would be presentation and volume. The well-formed and well-sized champion versus Rena the challenger, with a size you just couldn't get enough of. I'd only had 1 bite of Rena's. I'd probably have to wait until after I was done eating to make my decision. Maybe there was something hidden inside that could cause an upset. Seems my prediction was right. My tongue touched something. Didn't feel like something edible, so I reached in with my fingers and grabbed it. Is this about to go just full horror mode?
This is gonna be relatable.
What? What was this? Oh, here we go. The uncomfortable music. Before I could fully comprehend what it was, I threw away the rest of the mochi I was eating as fast as I could. It slammed against the wall, causing the bean jam to splatter. Then after sticking for a moment, it slid down to the floor. Oh, this is...
It's fine.
I was dumbstruck by my own actions. What was I doing? Rena had gone out of her way to make it for me. How could I? Dumbstruck, I looked down at the hand that had performed such a vile act and I remembered what I had taken out of my mouth. At first I thought it was a hair, even though it was shorter than Rena's hair was still quite long. And it wasn't this short. It was also a bit too hard to be hair.
This is way too close to home.
It was thick enough to roll around on my tongue.
Way too close to home.
What is...
Living in Australia. Continue, please.
There was a bit of metallic sheen on one end of it. Ah yes, there was a hole for where the thread goes through, like it was a sewing needle. Yes, that's right. Looked very much like a sewing needle. Exactly like one. The end was pointed as well, quite sharply. It really did look just like a sewing needle. Hopefully this episode comes out before this is left the news cycle.
I was gonna say, it's very relevant right now, because in Australia, this is happening. People are putting needles in strawberries. It's awful.
Honestly, I think it's a load of shit.
I hope so.
I reckon...
You think it's a rumor?
No, here's the thing is, what probably happened is there was maybe one that went in accidentally or some shit, and then everyone else was like, oh, I need fake internet points.
Maybe. I hope that's the truth.
I hope that's the truth.
One singular needle.
Because what kind of fucking lack of quality control?
Oh, that. Yes, that. Look, there's someone putting needles in our food, and it's disturbing, and Keiichi is now a victim. That's all I'm saying.
Either way, it really did look just like a sewing needle. What did I mean by look very much like a sewing needle just a bit ago? What? I couldn't answer, but a voice inside me knew and let me know by chattering my molars together. I'm very confused by this narration. I couldn't stave off the terror welling up inside me.
It's so weird, because like in any other novel, it would be a jump scare and a picture of the needle, right? It's such a weird, anyway.
Such a weird, slow scene.
I love it. It's weird.
Suddenly I tasted something metallic and felt a prickling pain at the back of my throat. I stuck my finger in the back of my mouth and felt around to see if I was bleeding. Suddenly I felt the urge to vomit.
Oh no.
A sharp taste of bile irritated the back of my throat. I clasped both hands over my mouth and after writhing in agony, I was somehow able to hold back the nausea. I was finally able to breathe normally again. This time my heart was intensely throbbing. And it finally registered. exactly what was mixed in with the mochi. Before I could think of the correct word, my hands were already on the move. Splat, plop, splort. I tossed the rest of the mochi against the wall. The geometrical patterns of scattered bean jam on the wall suddenly evoked a terrible omen in my mind. After looking away, I dashed out of the hall and flew upstairs to my room, where I stayed under my covers until morning. I clutched my own shoulders, howling madly in a mix of fear, anger, sadness, and frustration. This wasn't a threat or a warning or a reminder. Nothing as simple as that. What had happened in Hinamizawa? What is happening in Hinamizawa? What would happen? I didn't know the answer to any of these questions. Where did I break a taboo? Regardless, now Rena and Mion and the others, they consider me an enemy. And they thought I should just die. I won't let you kill me. Not for such a pointless reason. I get it, because it's a needle.
That's awful. That's definitely not intentional in the writing of the story, you motherfucker.
I fell into a restless sleep as if I was crushed by my negative emotions. It was as if I was being drawn into a billowing, bottomless marsh. Oh, wow, that's some imagery.
It's like that one swamp where the demons dwell.
My goodness.
No, but who is the demon and who is the man? Something.
Oh, my goodness.
The bells of Notre Dame.
That was a very slow-paced chapter, but that wasn't like...
It was pretty tense, though.
You have received new tips.
Yeah, I love tips. Achievement unlocked. Hard to swallow. Oh, yes! I think I know what that second scene is, but let's go. Let's do the thing.
This seems like Uishi's notes. I think that's just a general...
Ah, there he is!
There he is.
Let me see if I can get the voice back. Let's cut to the chase. Is there a drug that causes someone to kill themselves?
Not directly, no.
It's quite a roundabout response. You're saying there's one that does it indirectly.
Something that puts you into a suicidal mental state, like that.
That's hard to say. What would a suicidal mental state be?
Like a person with a serious bipolar disorder. It's believed that people are most likely to attempt suicide when swinging from depression to mania.
Clinical depression and bipolar disorder are different. Clinical depression indicates a prolonged state of depression, whereas bipolar disorder is characterized by a passive depressed state accompanied by a very active manic state. Individuals with clinical depression suffer from low self-esteem and are quite pessimistic, but rarely commit suicide. They do not have the willpower to commit suicide, nor does mania on its own lead to suicide. That is an opposite effect, filling the person with confidence and making them feel as though they are walking on air. Thus, they do not commit suicide.
That's interesting. Neither state causes suicide, but when the condition changes, they might do so.
There is a desire to commit suicide when in a state of depression, but they do not have the willpower to commit such a formidable act. But when they enter mania, they gain bursts of willpower and their body moves as they desire.
I see, so it means they gain the willpower to commit suicide.
That's how it goes. That's why patients are given sedatives during that time to keep them from acting on their impulses.
Then was Tomotaki bipolar?
Flash. People who suffer from bipolar disorder generally commit suicide by more civilized means, like say hanging, or jumping off building, or wild bear. Self-harm as though going to withdrawal is completely different.
Tomotaki's death wasn't civilized.
Flash.
So one would think it was caused by some foreign substance. I think we got this entire scene backwards.
What? It's fine. As I said from start, tell me of drug that causes someone to commit suicide.
I will take 1 point for that entire exchange.
I'm okay with that.
Only one. It should be more, but I'm only going to take one.
Continue that.
There are reports that methamphetamine overdoses produce a condition that resembles bipolar disorder. It's a stimulant. Barbiturate overdoses are also reported to cause erratic behavior.
What is barbiturate?
I don't know.
I don't know either. I'm not a doctor.
That's a sleep aid. There you go.
There you go. There were no signs of stimulants. Are there any other possibilities?
All I can think of is that it's some sort of illness. Something like Graves' disease, which affects the thyroid, and is known to cause symptoms that resemble bipolar disorder. But Graves' disease has many characteristic symptoms of its own. The deceased exhibited none of them.
I wonder, is there something that could happen more spontaneously? Something that fits this case and would cause someone to want to commit suicide all of a sudden?
Are you familiar with organic mental disorders? In short, it's a condition where the brain is out of whack due to physical injury or illness. It can be caused by drugs, but it can also be caused by physical trauma, encephalitis, a stroke, or even tumors.
Basically, even without a drug, one can succumb to an irregular mental state.
The deceased was surrounded after being chased, and his life was in danger, right? All that stress could have messed with his brain chemistry, and he could have hit his head, and those factors combined might have caused him to mutilate himself. It's a possibility.
Could you explain it to me in simpler terms?
Basically, he knocked his noggin in the brawl, and that made him go haywire.
Then his lady didn't have any intent to kill. Just smacked him in the bad place when he nicked some change.
The two plump men laughed hoarsely.
Thank you.
Oh, God.
This is a continuation of
I don't know.
Oishi. Hit it one more time. Oh, come on.
Just take them
Well,
both.
of
It's
course-
Oishi talking to
You know-
himself now.
It's true. It's just him in a room talking to the mirror.
Yeah.
Yeah. But of course it's not like that. Undoubtedly, yes. Very smart you are, Oishi. If it was habitual drug use, if it was something mental, the diseased body holds the key. How are things on your end, Oishi? Oh my goodness, look at the time. I need to get back soon or Kuma-chan will get angry with me. Yeah. Good luck, Oishi. Best wishes. You are a very handsome man. Best wishes to you as well, Mirror Oishi.
That was exactly what that scene needed. Why didn't we do that from the start?
I don't know. It was brilliant. I'm doing that next time as well. It's
Yeah,
happening.
no, that's all of Oishi's notes now. He's the only person in the police department. It's another Oishi scene.
I've been looking forward to this scene, but yeah, no, this is, yep, let's see if we can do this. Those guys just now. Wait,
What?
It's the same person, I think. They had national diet badges. Do you want me to just...
It's Oishi talking to his detective mirror. He's like the animators at DreamWorks and Pixar, where he's got like a mirror on his desk
I know!
to replicate the facial structure.
Okay. Okay. Then it is Prefectural Assembly Member and City Councilor Sonozaki. That's interesting, Oishi. The Prefectural Assembly Member and City Councilor are related. It's dirty is what it is, shouting at each other's names during elections. While one is up for election, the other holds an assembly and they double up their campaign activities. Blatantly. I don't know much about this stuff, Oishi. Sorry. But isn't that against the rules of the election? As long as they have no prior consultation, there are no restrictions on their political activities. Kuma-chan, the investigation division is going to be pretty tough for you. You should at least brush up on election policies. I'm not suited for the intelligence division. 'Cause I'm dumb!
There was Prefectural Assembly Member Sonozaki and City Councilor Sonozaki.
Thank you for taking it.
Also the Mayor of Hinamizawa. All of them involved with the Sonozaki family.
Yay.
What crap.
What crap. Looks like they were seen off by the department chief and the deputy chief.
Also part of their family.
Yes, it came to me.
What did?
I realized looking in mirror that I am smart boy. And Mama would be very proud that night. And the chief invited me along to get some hold, and I thought that was it.
What is that?
It's a
this
little
like a-
bar!
Like a food
A little
stand?
food stand thing. You have a lot of connections, so you might have heard something, did you?
Nope. Not a thing?
Okay, sure. You want to take this
Have we
guy
got
for
this
now?
backwards?
I don't know anymore. Ma'am, I will take a tofu fritter and fish cake. A counselor bartered me in the police chief's stead.
Oh my, is that so? Ma'am, I'll take another ball.
Prefectural Assembly members Sonozaki and City Councilor Sonozaki were both intimidating. Herr Snot-Nosed career police chief couldn't even handle being yelled at by them. They're like Yakuza.
I think we got it backwards.
Did we?
Because it mentioned that he couldn't stand being yelled at, and he's talking about being yelled at.
I don't know anymore. You know what? I'm just gonna take them both again. I just... A petition with your name came up regarding how the investigation of the Inamizawa incident is being handled. Goodness me, I've not the faintest. No need to play dumb. Are we opening the past cases regarding Hinamizawa? Aren't you?
Okay, so that's
So that's the counselor. Do you feel like we can...
Okay, I think
you want
we-
to try and jump back in again?
Okay.
So this is Oishi right now.
Okay, go for it.
I've already got my hands full with Tomitaki Flash's death, actually.
Really? If that's true, then there's no problem.
There was a period of silence, like a Russian winter. While we were silent, we made headway on our food and drink. What if the scene just ended there? What if it was like one line? Now who is it?
Oh my god.
It's gotta be, it just, yeah, one more line, just keep going. Tell me a good horse. It's gotta be Oishi laughing. Yeah,
yeah.
okay, so I'm the first and then you're the second, okay. Oh, that was quite a feast. This month has been a bunch of losses for me, so my wallet was feeling the pinch. Much appreciated.
That's nothing. Tell me a good horse again. I'll bet on the same one as you.
I haven't been doing well there lately. I haven't been able to read the horses at all. Taxi! I'm going by train. The police chief is taking
What?
a taxi. What? I cannot. This is horse shit. Actual horse shit. Sucker blades. I have one car, but it'd be rash to drive it home.
Such a responsible adult.
Oy, can't blow it right before retirement
There's
with a
another
DUI.
flag.
Nah, he's fine. He definitely will not die. I am sure he will be fine. Even though he could still rattle off, it looked like his legs were already go. Pushing him into the cab, I gave the driver the police chief's address. So he was calling for a cab for his friend.
Okay,
So we're fine.
We're okay.
We'll see you again tomorrow. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Oishi-san.
Yeah.
Past incidents have all been close. Stop lumping them all together. This villagers half believe it's really a curse.
Well, I'm not convinced.
You're going to be retiring next year, aren't you? Aren't you going to pay off your mortgage with your pension and move up to Hokkaido with your mum?
He's going at Aussie, I think, which is great. Mother pines to return to the land of her birth. It's the least I can do. And the pension, well, it'll let me enjoy myself in Susukino. Nah.
I'm sorry.
Wait, what?
Are there 3 of them here?
I
Is that
don't
what our
know.
problem has been?
I mean, that might be the problem. The police chief may issue a special retirement salary raise, he says. A public servant's pension is calculated based on their monthly salary. So if you were to get a rise right before retirement, your bonus 2 years' salary would be inflated, and you get a heavy surplus of funds. That tends to be how it's done around here. Of course, it's not a custom that's thought of highly. The difference between the bonus and the pension is quite a bit. I'd expect nothing less exemplary from my egghead chief, who I am also acting as. But well, they say our salary is compensation for our hard work. Quit shaking your head at me. But in the end, it really just has to do with the passage of time. It's not something I can laugh at, but I'll laugh through it anyway.
Oh my
I
god,
just can't tell who it is. Can we take like 10 points for this scene? Because this is
10 points for
10
this
points just for this scene,
Oh
just
my
to cover
God.
it. I don't think it's anything exemplary, but given how hard you've worked, or that I have worked, because I am Oishi, it's not odd that I am getting that much of a pension. I'd like to get that much myself. If I can get it, well, of course I would want it. Nah! You'll get it. You're an adult after all.
Oh my god, what is this scene?
I just can't tell who anyone is. Like, there is no distinction between their voices.
There's nothing.
There's nothing to tell. There's not even like a Kei-chan or a
People in the
Kei-kun.
comments are gonna be like, oh, it's
It's
this.
so obvious. Fuck, no.
No.
Fight me! Fight me in the comments! Fight me! I'm starting beef. I've been starting a lot of beef this week.
You really have.
Sorry for holding you up here, driver. Thank you very much. I closed the door roughly, interrupting the chief's conversation a bit rudely. Wait, what?
So the chief never left.
The chief is here! The chief is here! Wait, but then we're talking about getting money. Yeah, there are 3 people. That is entirely our problem, is that there's a chief, there's one of the Sonozaki leaders, and Oishi all in this scene. And there's also the taxi driver, who may or may not have been talking. So, yeah. It looked like the chief still had something to say, but he just smiled wryly and waved. I waved in return. The cab sped up gradually and soon disappeared among the sea of lights. Nah! Oh man, I wonder if I really can repay that loan. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
That's okay.
That was great. At least I got to do more of Oishi voice.
You know what?
I'll take that.
Let's just quickly go through this again and just.
Oh,
see if
I
we
don't
can...
want to.
No, just go real snappy. Okay.
Okay. What are you looking for? Why?
I wanna see something in particular.
Okay. Good. Oh, I just am so lost. This game is so confusing.
We're just scrolling through.
Yeah, I get it. We're just scrolling through looking for something. I don't know what you're looking for, but it's something important. This is ridiculous.
So are there 3 people or are there not?
It's not clear.
I'm very confused.
Yeah, this is probably like the least well-constructed like scene that I've read of Rikushi's. Like, we thought it was bad in Umineko, but this is just rough. There are no like names either. Like, they say Oishi maybe once, but he never says the names of... He says Kuma once, but like, there is no reference point.
Yeah, I mean, like if there's a bunch of losses here.
Yeah, like well, this is a design thing in writing like this. Like, because whenever I get lost, figure out who's who, I will go to this line and look for a name so I can figure out who's talking. But there just are no names. There is no like reference point in the dialogue.
Still, the worst one for me with this was Lord of the Flies.
Lord of the Flies. I haven't read that.
Really?
So
it's just like 10 lines of like 2 to 3 word sentence dialogue.
Right.
And you're supposed to keep track of 4 characters in that conversation.
Actually, there's a novel which is pretty much based around this idea. It's called Seabed. It's like a mystery novel. I don't know if it's a murder mystery. I haven't got that far through it. But the idea is that it never says who is talking, and there is like hardly any descriptive text. It's just all dialogue. And it's incredibly difficult to like figure out who's talking, and that's part of the point of the novel. I haven't finished it yet, but I hear it's a fun time. Go check that out. Check out Seabed. Shout out to Fruit Bat Factory, doing more good work. Anyway, we figured out what we need to figure out.
I saw what I wanted to see, but
Good.
I don't think it gave me anything.
I don't think so either. It was a chill scene. I liked it. It was very non-stressful. A good way to break up the tension.
Which we've been feeling so strongly.
Do we want to come back next time?
Next time.
Yeah, next time. Oh boy.